Welcome to the No PWJ podcast. I'm Gal Lu with your television and movie reviews, pop culture, hip hop news and takes, and sound bites, whatever I decide to discuss during the episode. Welcome. Thank you for joining. What better way to start out my first episode than one of my all time intellectual properties from Ayin Shakian, The L Word, specifically now the L Word Generation Q. Now, I know there are many of you out there, much like myself, who have been waiting for this series to drop. It's the only reason why I even have Showtime right now. I am hands down, bar none. I am so excited for this series. With that, let's jump right into the first episode last year. Oh, because first off, let's just talk about the name. The name last year, phenomenal. It lets us know that it has been a year since we've seen these characters. Like they've transitioned a little bit. The hairstyles have changed. They have grown a bit more, which we're going to get into here in just a few moments. I want to say shout out to the showrunner. I forget her name, but I remember the first introduction I had to her was the movie Four Face Liar. Great film about the queer community and navigating that. So shout out to her. Big ups for what you're doing with this intellectual property. Like keep it coming for as long as you guys want to. I mean, I'm always going to be a fan of Turn, and you always get my money on whatever platform to play for Showtime when this show is out. I also am the owner of all the first 6 original seasons of the show. So I just wanted to mention that as well. So let's get into this episode last year. Like, my goodness. So the episode starts off, and it starts off with my girl Shane, who I I mean personally, I've always thought Shane was going to be the player for life. If you look at the last season, she was still wearing the pinky rings, which in the Victorian culture like pretty much symbolized that you were a bachelor for life when you wore the pinky rings. You see me, I've got the double ups on. But man, we get into Shane, and she is domesticated. Like, what? We're looking at her settling down again, which is a little bit of a glimpse into what it might have been like for Q to be married to Shane. Who knows? Shane is definitely the type of character who likes to just ride the wave. If things are just going smooth, she just wants it to go smooth. She deals with the bumps and changes as they come along. Love her for that. Phenomenal. But then what happens halfway through the episode? We see, or I guess this is probably the plot line. They're having a fundraiser. She's helping Tess run do a fundraiser. We get Alice in there, and bing, bang, boom, we got somebody who is, piquing that interest inside. She hooks up with, or she doesn't hook up with, but she meets this new character, played by Kalani, and the sparks fly. And then we see the old, as my friend would call me, the old bird dog. The old bird dog starts rearing its head again, and we see the Shane that we're all familiar with. Like, yeah, man, we all sometimes want to settle down. We have these ambitions of what family life and domestication can be, but sometimes you're still just not ready for it, or you weren't ready for it with the person that probably should have been the woman you settle down with. Like personally, for me, when I think about the Shane relationships and storylines, I thought Molly was the best woman for her. Now, shout out Clementine Ford. I wish she was still acting, but she is also battling some personal things and nothing sinister, but she's also experiencing some health issues, and that's what took her away from acting. I won't delve into that too much. That's not my I want to keep it focused on the show right now. But that was the relationship that I think was the best for Shane. It challenged her and made her feel comfortable in a way that she felt okay opening up, and it didn't seem like the relationship was demanding these things from her. She was just able to give them freely, which is, I think, the key to how Shane operates. You know, she doesn't like the complications. She's not going to be that individual. So, man, and just yes, I probably going to touch on a little bit more why I think Shane probably got into this relationship with Tess. Shane is always, I think with the relationship with Tess is is an extension or a it's the same thing that Shane did with Jenny. She didn't really want to be with Jenny, but in some way she felt obligated, responsible for how certain things have played out in her life. You know, with some of the cheating with Shane and her her uh, her girlfriend at the time, and yeah, then she got into what I'm sorry to say, a pity relationship. She didn't really want to be there. Then she felt trapped and locked in, and I kind of feel that's what's happening with the relationship with Tess. She wasn't ready to be in a relationship. She did the same thing almost. She slept with Tess's girlfriend. She bought the bar where Tess worked at. So now she kind of fell into the savior mentality, or maybe savior is the wrong word. She fell into this she's not the victim, but she kind of, sabotaged this girl's relationship. Who knows? They might have been on the outs, but if it wasn't for Shane sleeping with the girl's girlfriend, maybe they would have had a little bit longer run. That's the first thing. Then, oh man, let's talk about my girl Angie, up and coming big baller. Young Mrs. Porter, Kennard Porter, like making on the scenes. Like I love the actress who is playing her daughter. She is just phenomenal. I think she embodies the perfect amount of Tina characteristics because Tina gave birth to her in the series, and Beth's nurturing, if that makes sense. Like you pick up from your environment, and Beth gave her that confidence and that ability. No, I wasn't even recording any of that. Damn it. Well, at least I have it on here. Oh, that's horrible. Well, at least this one's like, I think I didn't turn that off. That's picking up the microphone. Wow. No PWJ podcast, broadcasting live, Chicago, Illinois. Okay. Oh man, I'm so sad about what they did to my girl Finley. Oh my goodness. It was just I thought that was just a bad way to go with the storyline. I mean, I guess we need some character to be that one we need to help. But I thought Finley was gonna be the new Shane. I thought she was gonna be the new swag queen, but they made her a little bit overly insecure. I mean, I thought she was like the one who could swag her way into like any conversation, like any party club. She had it. She had it, and then they went and made her an alcoholic. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, I was so disappointed in that storyline. I was like, not Finn, not the up and comers. Like she was about to be under Shane's wing, like show her how to get it. She was getting the bad bitches. She was, and there's nothing fun about alcoholism. I just think that maybe they could have picked another character to have spiral down and out of control. Not Finn, because I enjoy Finley. She was fun. She's cool. She she has a great memory. She was a perfect personal assistant. I'm like, I was very sad about that storyline. But bring it to this present day, last year, pun on the name intended. Uh, she's looking good. No more blonde highlights. I guess that's supposed to symbolize the party in is over as well. Um, she is just, I mean, killing it these days, killing it. Uh, yeah, yeah. So I'm looking forward to see what happens with these two characters, Finn and her girlfriend. I honestly, if I had to choose, I would say Finley should stay and then her girlfriend should go. She is the one that's adding sometimes too much drama to the situation. I feel like she's not good for Finn. Finn was good, but the girl she wants to be with, not so bueno, not so good. Didn't enjoy that. Didn't enjoy that. Um, we'll elaborate more on Finley later on. Killing it. Uh, yeah, yeah. So I'm looking forward to see what happens with these two characters, Finn and her girlfriend. I honestly, if I had to choose, I would say Finley should stay and then her girlfriend should go. She is the one that's adding sometimes too much drama to the situation. I feel like she's not good for Finn. Finn was good, but the girl she wants to be with, not so bueno, not so good. Didn't enjoy that. Didn't enjoy that. Um, we'll elaborate more on Finley later on. Like how Sophie just threw Micah under the bus because she was nervous and scared to talk to Finn. That's what I'm saying. I think she's toxic for Finley. I think we're looking at this relationship completely from the wrong side. And just to go a little bit deeper, I remember reading an article last year after the series ended, how they were talking about um, this trope of making when the lesbian is more butch, she has to have some of these overt masculine traits that um, that make the character just, well, it's just a way of them just, I'm saying, like, lipstick lesbians are more soft or sweeter than the lesbians who tend to be more butch, which I think it's Sophie who's playing all the mind games and fucking with Finn in this show. And I think Finn would do better if she just wasn't with her anymore, like low key. Like Sophie is just not good. She's young, she wants to live life, but she wants to also have this stability. And you can't have both when you're partying it up. When you're out here in these streets getting it, you can't have both. And just like get the fuck out. I'm grown now.
I should ask for my 20 back. I bet she calls later. Mom.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Stop me, I can't get enough. Tell you with danger.
Oh shit! Then we see that.
Oh. No. You can't be back here. I'm sorry. I'm serious. I'll show you. Bye.
I'm no P.W.J.